Good morning, LKN. 7:34 this morning. Mamie Lee here with you with Skylar, my co-host today. And a really exciting thing I'm excited to talk about. Alonespace.com. Alonespace. Unplug, recharge, a space to get away from it all. I will say as a wife, a woman, a mom, sometimes you just need that space to get away. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yes, thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
Yeah. So tell us about the idea behind when I saw the website, I heard the idea. I was like, yes. Why has this not been a thing? Is it like co-working, but for hang out by yourself, like in a cozy space?
Yeah, minus the co-working part, because what I really want people to do is almost like a digital detox. And I mean, I've heard so many stories, like you're saying, you're a mom, you want to get away, you want to have your own time. And you always hear these stories about parents are like, if I could just, I love it when I go away and I'm in the hotel room all by myself. And, you just have that time by yourself. Because even if you seclude yourself in your house, you still can hear kids and dogs and spouses. And you're thinking about,
the laundry needs to be done.
Yes. Like I feel so unproductive when there's all these things that could be happening at the house. So this is where like you can just go and be by yourself, have your alone time, you unbothered, nobody needs you, there's nothing you have to do. I created it to be cozy and comforting and warm. It's like, I don't know, a giant hug. And you can just sit there and do whatever you want, or nothing at all, actually, is kind of the point.
Yeah, I've been to Hot Works before, which is like a sauna workout. And I've seen women in the sauna just sitting there scrolling on their phones. Like they are not working out. They're just sitting
having
there.
a break in the sauna.
To have that space.
Yes.
But you said this is more like a digital detox as well. So what does that look like, Deanna? It's Deanna.
Yes. So the digital detox is... so in the room, I have this thing. It's called a Faraday box, and you put your phone in the box. Okay. And when you close the box, it stops all signals. So if you're wearing a smartwatch, you won't get notified of anything while you're in there. You won't miss anything because when you open the box and take your phone out, everything comes back. But it's really like when I used it for the first time, because I've used the space all the time. And so when I went in there and I put my phone in the box, for the first minute, had a small panic. I was like, oh my gosh, what if something happens? But the reality is, in a 30-minute span, what's going to happen? Right. Like nothing's going to happen.
And is that the chunk of time, usually about a 30-minute?
Yeah, so we do 30-minute, 45-minute, and 60-minute increments is what you can book, whatever, somebody might be comfortable with. I put my phone in the box and again, small panic for a hot second. And then I was over it and it felt so freeing to know that I didn't need to be needed in those moments. Yeah. And I just sat in, there's 2 seating options in there. And one of them is called a moon pod. Ooh. And it's an anti-gravity beanbag. Oh. It's so much fun. And it feels so good when you sit in it. It just kind of lifts all the pressure off your joints. And so I sat in the moon pod. There's a 10-pound weighted blanket and it's just enough to kind of cozy you in. And I mean, I just let my mind wander and it was great.
Yeah.
So like you're not taking a book or anything else in there. You're just there just to like be alone with your thoughts. That's a little scary for some people, I think.
I do. Yeah. Can people bring a book?
They can. They can bring a book. I actually have books in there. Okay. If anybody wanted to read any of the books that I have in there. I also provide journals because
nice.
I think that's
journaling's a great tool. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a huge benefit for people if they haven't done it. And so I know that it might be a little shocking for some people to just sit and do nothing. And so for that reason, I do provide books. And like, I have a neighbor who, when I was telling him about it, he was like, this is so perfect because I need somewhere quiet to go read my stuff.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And, it's hard to do that in your own home sometimes.
Well, and I like you were saying earlier, you're an introvert. So the idea of like, okay, I don't want to go read at a coffee shop or go to, that doesn't feel like it's actually going to give me that rest.
Right.
Whereas this sounds like it's truly, if you want to be able to have that time, it really kind of allows you to shut out all the other distractions and people asking you questions.
Yes, exactly. And it's good for, as an introvert, if you're out at a party or work in a room in a sales capacity, whatever the case may be, you need quiet and dark and just kind of go into a little bit of a hole to recharge. And so I use it for that too.
I would just probably fall asleep instantly if I
nap time.
Yeah.
It sounds like a perfect nap room.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, you can totally do that. And we have like ambient noise in the background. So there's, waves crashing and all of that stuff. And then there's an alarm that goes off when you're done. So you could take a nap and then the alarm would wake you up and you're all refreshed.
And you're all refreshed and ready to go. I know I am the queen of power naps.
Oh, me too.
I can
Me
do a
too.
power nap like nobody's business.
Yeah.
20 minutes. So yeah, I could do 30 minutes. Is it soundproof? So not that there's a lot of noise going on in the area, but
Yeah, the space that we're in right now is not soundproof. I mean, this is a new concept, so I was a little leery about, getting a giant space and all of that stuff. But we're actually just down the road and right here off West Catawba on the other side of Westmoreland in the Caden Wealth Management Building. We have a room in there. It's set in the back. There is a window if somebody, wanted to sit and look at the trees out the window. But the intention of the room is for it to be cozy. So we've got blackout curtains and there's one of those therapy globes, so you can turn I don't like,
the
glaring,
overhead lights.
Yes, you can turn those off. And then the globe is just nice and warm light. And there's a scented candle in there. We had a signature scent made by a friend of mine that makes soy candles locally. So we've kind of hit all the senses and hopefully people find it very comforting.
Yes,
And do people feel like they need to do you introduce them to all the elements that they can kind of customize when they're in there, or how do people make it their own space while being there for the time that they are?
Yeah. So eventually I would like to build up where I can have people, design their own experience before they come in. So initially, I think as people start to learn about it, it's helping them understand what their options are, and then they can make the room how they want it.
Very cool.
Yeah, that's very cool. Especially I remember when I used to have to commute into Charlotte for work, I would have loved a space like that. So if you're driving up here for work and maybe you live in one of the other towns, even if you live in like Denver or Mooresville, it's impossible to get home for lunch. Not that you're going to eat your lunch in there, but there were some days I was like, I wish I just had somewhere to that wasn't my desk to go and sit for 30 minutes. And so that's a great option for that too. I used to go to the tanning bed sometimes just to have not good for you kids. Don't do it. It's not healthy. Love a spray tan. Yeah. But I used to go and that was my alone time because it was kind of that same like pod idea where I could just go and sit somewhere for 20 minutes and not have to
interact
with anybody and just I am an extrovert, but I do need my brain rest sometimes too. I think we all do.
Yes.
So I love this concept. I think this is so cool. So you are located here in Cornelius, you said off West Catawba?
Yep. Just off West Catawba, past Westmoreland in the Caden Wealth Management Building, like Donna Moffat Accountants is in that same building. So we have a room in there. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, that's very exciting. And you guys are open and ready to take customers?
Ready to go.
What's the best way for somebody to book?
So through the website on alonespace.com, they can go in and choose, again, the 30-minute, 45-minute, or 60-minute. And then for Good Morning Lake Norman listeners, if they use code GMLKN20, they can get 20% off.
All right, guys. So GMLKN20. Go get your 30-minute, 45-minute, 60, and it's about $1 a minute. Is that how the pricing works?
Yeah. It's about $1 a minute. And, some people... I had done some test runs, of course, prior to launching, and some people were like, I didn't even realize 30 minutes just passed. That was so great. And then some were like, 30 minutes is too long. So then we, they got a little too anxious in the 30 minutes. So I just provided a few different options based off people's needs.
Going back to that time, every once in a while I'll forget my phone and leave it at home. But then I have, 20 minutes of out running errands where nobody knows what I'm doing and
Isn't
can't
it
reach
great?
me. It is. It's so free.
Or like when you get like you're out in nature and it's like, oh, I don't have any reception.
I don't have any signal.
Okay,
like
for this 10 minutes, this is where I'm at.
Like, I'm so sorry. There's one place when I'm driving to Statesville where you lose a phone signal. And I'm always like, oh, I'm so sorry. I lost my signal. So you can do that.
Yeah, that's right.
On purpose.
That's
anytime you want. What's the cadence that people are coming in?
So
once a month, once a week? What are you finding?
Ideally, at least once a month is ideal, depending on somebody's maybe work environment or family situation, particularly people in like healthcare, counselors, therapists, nurses. To do a once a week recharge in such a high intensity work environment is really ideal. But making it's just a different form of self-care. Like it's something that I needed back in 2020 when I came up with the idea, but I didn't see it out there. And so I created it myself.
And you're giving people permission to say, you know what I do? I want to take 30 minutes to myself. And there's a whole place for me to do that. It's not selfish of me to ask for that.
I have an appointment. I will be back soon.
Yes,
that's exactly right.
You have to schedule it.
You have that appointment scheduled. Yes. So ladies, you do not have to continue to go to
the
Target dressing room.
Or the Target dressing room.
Yes.
Or sitting in your car in the driveway. You can go to Alonespace, alonespace.com. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.